Hello, everyone. Andrew Taylor here. Today we have Ethos with us. Marty Schafer, thank you for coming in.
Excited to be here.
So, everyone who's watching, we had Ethos had contacted FFL about a unique partnership. And at first, I would say Sean was like, I think we're good. We're killing it. We're crushing everyone in the industry. And we're doing great. And then we took a look at the tech and some of the things you guys were doing. And we flew to San Francisco.
That's right.
We had a meeting with Ethos, and you guys kind of showed us what you guys were doing. And we came up with this strategic plan to put agents in a better situation. So, Marty, I'm going to let you talk about the highlights and the things you want to go over. And then I have some bullet points to hit just to kind of show everybody and pay attention to this, because this is going to help people make a ton of money and make it easier to follow up with customers and even easier to get sales on leads you can't contact over the phone. There's a lot of really cool things going. So thank you for coming in. I'm going to pass it to you, man.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here, Andrew. And I think the thing that I'm most excited about, our mission at Ethos is to ensure the next million Americans. And you guys are far and away the fastest path for us to do that. So I'll start with that. The meeting that we had in San Francisco with our co-founder, Peter, was an important moment for us. I think it got you to realize what I love about Sean and you and the entire FFL team is you're visionaries. I mean, you look at things, you look around corners better than other organizations. And I think you, after spending that time with us, really recognized how this could be an accretive added business for you and your agents that accelerates you guys to that $1 billion benchmark. And so to me, who you are and what you represent and the model that you guys are exactly what we want to align with as an organization to leverage both the technology and the amazing carriers that we partner with to accelerate both our mission and I think the shared mission to ensure more people. I mean, your whole ethos as well is family first, well. And I think that's so key to you and key to us.
Yeah. Now to start, how long ago did Ethos open up?
2017.
And how many employees does Ethos have?
Currently, we're right around 400, a little over 400.
And Peter was at Stanford, right?
Correct.
And him and one of his friends at Stanford,
Lynn Key,
started Ethos.
Correct.
And now what I've noticed is the staff and the people that we work with they're very good. And you said, well, yeah, they're from Stanford.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Well, first of all, I'm not from Stanford, but the amazing amount, the talent at our organization is amazing. I mean, my boss, Aaron Lance, our chief revenue officer, an amazing pedigree, Penn undergrad, Harvard grad school. We have folks who have helped take public some of the most prominent brands in the industry. Our investors are, I think, a great reflection of the talent that we have in our organization. SoftBank, Sequoia, Excel. We brought on $400 million of capital in the last year. So I think you get that level of talent when a couple things are there. Number one, you have an amazing product. Number two, you have a vision and a desire to do that in an incredibly effective way through a business both model and scalable model that and partners like yourselves at FFL that can make this thing really work. And so it's not easy doing startups, but having the right talent, having the right pedigree of talent, having the right support, and both economically and in amazing partnerships is key to our success.
Yeah. Now, SoftBank, I didn't know who they were, but I watched We Crashed on Apple TV, Apple Plus. Have you seen that?
I have, the WeWork special.
Yeah. The WeWork special, which is really good, but SoftBank was one of the big investors
Correct.
in there. And then you guys, oh yeah, we're backed by SoftBank.
Correct.
SoftBank was a big investor for Ethos. So when we met with you, one of the big things that we didn't like was everything was as earned. Like for agents that went to Ethos, they said, hey, everything's as earned. Now, Sean worked with you guys on getting a full 100% advance commission.
Correct.
For agents.
Yep.
And then we talked about some things we're going to do to help agents, which we'll get into.
Yep.
But to start, can you show everybody how easy it is to sell a policy with Ethos if you're with FFL now, how to activate
Correct.
your account? And just to tell everybody on here, we went to dinner one night. It was probably like 11 p.m., late dinner in Las Vegas with a few agents. And all day I was telling everybody, write an ethos policy on yourself. You could get $2 million of coverage
Instantly.
instantly.
Yep.
And Nina is a really good manager. And Nina and Hayden, they run a big business. They're top salespeople. And we're sitting there eating dinner, and she goes, like literally 4 minutes later, she goes, I just got 2 million
Yeah.
of coverage on myself. So then everybody at the table, there's probably like 15, they go, oh, it's that easy. And they go in and apply for 2 million for, now I'm 33. For me, it was like $71 a month for $2 million in coverage with no blood, no
Nothing.
urine, no nothing. And what we're talking about, everybody, this is just a little bit of the vision that we're going to tell you guys of what we can do as a partnership. But that's all cool. But what we're going to get into as far as the marketing and the follow-up and the drip campaigns and all these things, we're going to get into that. But why don't you show everybody these few slides you have real quick?
Yeah, for sure. And I've had dozens of agents. I mean, Paul McLean was a great example. We were rolling out with his group, and he literally was like, oh, my gosh, I just bought a policy.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm the 25-year insurance veteran, life insurance veteran, where, I was in homes at 10 o'clock at night, taking 40-page apps, waiting 6, 8, 12 weeks to get paid. Part of what brought me to Ethos was the democratization of insurance, the ability to get this into more Americans more readily, where an agent can help them, or we could just send out a URL and they could do it on their own. So what you just described is exactly why I joined the company. It's incredible. And it's not easy to do and replicate. So I did put up on the screen, I think the buy box, as I refer to it, is really important to understand. We've partnered with A-rated carriers. We've built proprietary products with them. We've built a proprietary underwriting process with our we have a chief actuary, a full underwriting staff, 300,000 data points and evaluation points that we're looking at a consumer at instantly to ensure 95% of people who come into our buy box, which is what you're seeing here now. So if somebody's good, moderate, elevated risk, if they're unhealthy and they should just get a guaranteed issue whole life policy, we'll insure 95% of those people that come into that experience. That's number one. And I think that's really important for people to think about, because it's timely when you have to deal with underwriting issues, right? It's complicated. We remove all of that. So I call it kind of a brokerage in a box. That's number one. Number two, this is not stagnant. So we're continuing, like the first version when Peter and Linky developed the company was $1 million term product that really only approved about 40% of the people. And there are other platforms that'll do that, and they're perfectly fine. I mean, it's better than not buying insurance. But we didn't want that experience. We wanted everybody who came in virtually, and 95% is pretty close to 100, to get an offer and be able to acquire life insurance.
So 95% of people that go through will get an offer.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. The other thing I just put up here, the second piece is really how do you take this to market? So you have at FFL the most incredible army of agents in the industry. I mean, I've partnered with you in your organization previously at a prior role, and I was blown away by how effective you are at taking something that has value to market and helping people at kitchen tables, in dining rooms, wherever they want to meet. We put together 5 kind of core ways that you can market Ethos at FFL. And what I love about it is they can integrate them into their current sales motion, or they can automate it into their sales motion.
Or both.
Or both, right? And so it's all accretive to what you're doing. So as at FFL, I think the vision that you guys had is this doesn't, what you have happen in the industry, my whole career, is a carrier's like, hey, how do I go in and take share? Right? Like, how do I go in and get 3 points more or take 5% of their business? And what we're doing is we're adding completely additive sales to your agents' businesses. And so this could be a 5X, 10X multiplier. And as I've talked to you and the other leaders, that's what they're most excited about. It's like, man, I'm going to keep growing the way that I'm building my business now, but by supplementing mortgage protection, by converting some price-sensitive customers, by selling old leads that potentially didn't convert. I mean, imagine if you're an agent, you buy leads every week.
But you got to clarify this point because this is one of the biggest points.
Yep.
When you're saying you can automate the sale, you can just send a link to a customer. They can click it and they can buy it themselves in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
And the agent doesn't have to be there. They don't have to sign off, nothing.
Correct. Not only that, so with that unique URL attributes back to that agent, which is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
If the agent, and you actually called me on this,
because I was mad at you.
You were mad. You're like, hey man, what the hell happened? And I said, hey Andrew, this is actually the power of Ethos. You had an agent send the link out. Client started the application process. Didn't finish it. Ethos calls them.
The client
completes the app for the agent. Agent still gets full pay.
Yeah, and I was telling you guys were stealing our clients.
That's where some of the misinformation comes in. I was just like, hey, dude, this is actually a home run. This is amazing.
All right,
do this for you.
So Grady Paulson, have you met Grady yet?
I have. We're building out a marketing plan with him.
Okay, so Grady sent because he's an automated email machine. He loves writing emails. I always call him John Maxwell because he could just write for days, and they're good.
He's good, yeah.
But he goes, hey, I'm going to send all my customers an email saying they can get Ethos. So he sends a bunch of customers, not all of them, just a list of people he sold in the past, an automated email sequence. And then he got a text when I was on the phone with them or an email or something that said, this person started the application. So his worked.
Yeah.
And he already got his first sale from this automation. So
he emailed me just like, I think it was yesterday, and he's like, I can't believe this is working. I'm like, yeah.
So one thing I'm doing, because I have all these customers that I helped in the past, right? And I think I went on like 10,000 appointments in 10 years.
It's nuts.
So I saw a ton of people and saw everything you can imagine. Like if you think something weird happens, I've seen it all.
Nice.
But what I'm doing right now, what we're working on in the office is we're making a postcard because every spring I would send all my customers a postcard with me. It was my fiance at the time, Nicole, and our 2 dogs. And we would put, hey, it's spring cleaning. If you want us to come do a review on your policy, let us know. And it would be a picture postcard, and my phone would ring off the hook with people going, hey, I need this or I need that or whatever, right? So now we're making another one because we have 2 kids. We have,
congrats.
Thank you, 5 turtles, a fish,
interesting,
and 2 dogs. Okay,
growing family.
We have a growing family. So
those turtles live a long time, by the way.
That's why I got them. So like when I die,
your kids will get them.
My kids will get them, and they'll probably still be around.
That's nuts.
Yeah, that's why I actually wanted that pet. But, or you could get a parrot, which also lives really long.
Equally expensive.
Yeah, but also probably crazy and loud, you know?
That's right.
But what we're doing now is we're making a new postcard with our family and sending it out, and we're putting, hey, hope you're doing well. Our family's growing. Thank you for trusting me to help you with your life insurance in the past. If you want more coverage, you actually don't have to talk to me. You can click this link and add up to $2 million of additional coverage for your family.
It's awesome.
And we're going to put something like, and now we have kids, so we need more commissions.
Nice. I love it. And imagine putting a QR code.
That's what. And we have the QR code. Yeah,
just put the QR code on that.
And they could just scan it.
That's awesome.
So we will keep everybody updated on that project.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about right now, I mean, you could argue whether we're entering a recession or not. Like a lot of your in-force clients are thinking about price potentially right now. So, there's 2 things you need to be doing like life insurance, and I've been selling life insurance for 25 years. You don't get paid on it forever, so it's hard to have big incentives to keep calling back those clients that you've sold. Mm-hmm. But those clients are thinking about what they're spending right now. So cross-selling your in-force book, either folks who are doing just fine and they need more coverage because life has happened, or they're thinking, man, I'm spending money.
They buy 7-8 times in their life.
That's right.
And it's just not from you because you never called them back.
That's exactly right. Right? They're going to buy from somebody.
And when I would go back and see people, they'd have like 2 more policies. I bought this one in the mail. I bought this one from some other guy. This one's for burial. This one's for this.
Yeah, I would always get these replacement notifications, and I was friends with these people. I'm like, I can't believe like Phil and Susie are replacing my policy. It's because somebody called them.
Yeah.
Probably an indictment on me, but it's the reality, right? We have limited time, and that element of time is such an important factor when you think about us relative to your business model. What Grady's doing, being able to do that and be out in public without being out in public, is the power of this.
And that's not even introducing the potential Facebook ads that people could run, retargeting their own leads.
Correct.
With their own QR code or their own affiliate link.
Yeah, I just liked, and I forget the agent's name, but she was on LinkedIn, and she announced herself like it was FFL, partnering with Ethos, and she had her QR code on there, and I took a picture of and it went straight to our app. So that is a fantastic way to market to everybody everybody they know, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, on every social media platform. And you literally could have this unlimited reach in terms of being able to sell insurance, get paid full advanced commissions while you're sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine one of the things that I would do if I was an FFL agent tomorrow is every Friday, anything I didn't sell that I bought, I would send those people out the Ethos link and just say, hey, I know we didn't connect or it wasn't the right time. If you ever are reconsidering this or if you ever consider this, here you go. I mean, if they convert 2 or 3 of those. A month, right? You'll add 5, 6, 7,000 potentially of revenue. So
Yeah. So that was big, and for people watching, they go, "Yeah, this is exciting." And everybody we show this to, they're like, "Whoa, this is so cool," right? But then what really, really got me, so we can do all these things. We can do the client follow up. We can do automation on leads. We're working on a marketing funnel with you guys and Family First Life, where every lead you buy will automatically get
I'm excited about that.
Your sequence of emails and text messages marketing to that lead without you even do anything. So yeah, you can get paid while you're sleeping. You can get paid on the people that don't answer the phone. Dude, I probably would rather fill out the link than talk to somebody. So if someone sent me that, I go, dude, I'll just do this.
Yeah, I mean, the American consumer has changed, right? I mean, post-COVID, even pre-COVID, people were, I had 3 Amazon packages delivered while I was in Vegas already, and I've been here like 24 hours, right? The way that we purchase things now is never going to be the same. And so this is directly aligned with how consumers are wanting to ingest product.
Mm-hmm.
Now, there are always going to be people, because life insurance is sold. Right, I fundamentally believe
100%.
that. I fundamentally believe that because it's an emotional decision.
But now the news is selling it for you.
Correct. It's when you look at some of the greatest, like life insurance in 2021, and I may misquote this, but I think it was the largest growth year since the early 80s. And when you see that in
what happened in the 80s that spiked that? I wonder what.
I don't know. When you think of the 80s, there were hundreds of thousands of insurance agents that were working for monoline carriers. Like when I started in the business, Prudential had 23,000 agents. They have 2,300 today. So there were a lot more people who used this as their career.
Which is weird, because this is it's like the best kept secret.
I agree with you. I mean, it's been my life's work for half of my life. But it's a selfless process or purchase, and when people are reminded of mortality, like COVID has reminded people of mortality, you're going to see an uptick.
Yeah, we should look that up later. What happened in the 80s? Because something must have spiked sales too, aside from a lot of reps. Probably something scary happened in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you look post-war times, you had a big spike. The agent force dynamic, big spikes, economies. The family in our country has evolved too. I had 4 siblings. Having 5 kids nowadays is pretty odd. So I think the family dynamic has changed a little bit too.
You have kids later too.
Yeah, people are having kids later. So it's just, I think the whole culture has changed, but which has likely had an influence. But there's probably a LIMRA study on that we could probably pull.
Okay, so out of all these things we're talking about, do you know what the most exciting thing for me is?
I probably should, but I'd love to hear it.
Okay. So the most exciting thing for me is I always want to recruit up. So I want to recruit people that have big businesses. I want to recruit people that have influence. I want to recruit people that have big social media platforms.
Sure.
And what I see here is the ability. Now, someone that has a bunch of different businesses, let's say they have a big presence on social media, they're an influencer, they're going to say, I don't have time to go sell insurance. Okay.
True.
So they could recruit, they could get their insurance license, they could recruit, they can play the override game.
Mm-hmm.
But now this gives them the ability to sell using modern advertising and technology methods to go, hey, someone has 1 million Instagram followers. They could do a swipe up post with their link.
It's crazy.
And how many could they sell if it's $2 million for $73 a month for me? How many of those could they sell?
Hundreds. I mean, I hope you don't mind me sharing. I'm meeting with Sean tomorrow, Merriman.
Yeah.
And I think that's the vision Sean has. He's like, look, I have access to all these outlets of where I could just put the QR code out and literally just print money. And I hope Sean doesn't mind me sharing that, but I think he's so excited about this because he sees this multiplier potential because he has these kind of access points. And I think all of us have that ability now, right? That's the beauty of the internet.
To me, I'm thinking, because I don't have 1 million followers.
Yeah,
so
you will.
To me, it gives me a angle to recruit everybody.
That's true.
That's exactly where my mind went. I can recruit anybody because what does it matter to them? They can sell insurance posting a link.
It's powerful.
And it's super affordable. Dude, that's insane.
And almost everybody gets approved, right?
And 95% of people get approved?
Correct.
Yeah, that's huge.
And there's, people aren't calling, and what's the worst thing that could happen? Somebody could call you and say, hey, I didn't get enough. Like, is that really a problem? Can you imagine if you send out your QR code and 50 people a month call you saying, hey, I only got 250,000. I wanted 500,000. I mean, those would be pretty good phone calls to get. I can get you another 250,000. Let me work. Let me, you're going to have to go this other route, but wouldn't that be incredible? I mean, pretty cool.
100%. So if I'm an agent and then we'll finish up on your points. If I'm meeting with a customer, which let's say some of our simplified issue carriers cap out at 750, 500, all these different things, right?
Yep.
And I have this guy that goes, I want 2 million. Then I can go, okay, I'm gonna use Ethos. I can fill out the application with him, or does he always do it on his own?
The app itself is always done by the client themselves.
But I could send it to him and walk him through it over the phone.
Yep.
So just
we're working on a full agent assist that should be coming pretty soon. But right now it's simply send them the link. You can walk.
Now, if I'm sitting with you, I can just
do the same thing.
Let them fill it out.
Yeah. They can, if you've been in it, which I know you have, you can toggle up how much death benefit you want,
which is super cool.
It's super,
so you just move a little toggle and the price goes up and the coverage goes up.
Hey, how much do you want to buy? How much can you afford? I mean, the user interface is one of, if not the best one I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's huge. So I can do that. So I can use it in a home in a situation where a competitive situation. I can use it by automatically following up with customers and leads with email and text automation.
Yep.
They could buy like Grady did. He got an agent or a customer without talking to them to buy coverage. I can follow up with current customers using mail, using email, phone, everything.
Correct. And
then on top of that, I can use it as a recruiting tool to recruit busy people that can make one big. Now, one person told me that they recently did a marketing campaign to get a bunch of people on Zoom to learn about insurance.
Yep.
Went over Ethos and then sent them all their link.
Okay.
Like, dude, even that. There's so many creative things.
Yeah, I mean, imagine you work with a bunch of realtors who could, they sell tons of homes. Potentially they get licensed. You get one of them to get licensed. I mean, there's limitless ways that you could apply this to expand your network of downlines. I mean, it really is extraordinary.
Yeah, that's cool. So all these different tools. All right, you want to show us how easy it is, and what is it? 50,000 FFL agents have gotten their portals set up.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, I'm incredibly proud of our team.
Me too, because that's impressive.
It's really hard to do. We have. It's pretty easy to set up. We've got the entire process of how to onboard, and to your point, we've brought on tens of thousands of agents. There are two things that are going to happen if an agent goes, what's up on the screen now is how to go get live right now. They just click on the agent portal link that I've got posted here. They enter in their information. They're either going to find out two things: their portal is live or not. And if it's not live, it will be soon, because we're literally adding thousands of agents every week. But the second they do that, and I do want to remind everybody, your first 30 days live with us, we've got a $100 bonus per policy, unlimited, uncapped. So if you sell 5,000 policies, you're going to get your commission, and you're going to get an extra $100 on every policy. But that's all they have to do. They go in, they log into the portal, and they have everything available to them. They've got marketing emails, they've got campaigns built in there. They can manage their policies as they're hitting. They're going to see it all in our portal. Our portal is an incredible tool for an agent to manage their business.
Yeah. So they can do that now. If an agent already got their portal set up,
yep,
it's important for them to understand all they have to do is go to this link.
Correct.
Put in their cell phone number, right?
Yep. They put in their email address, and then it'll prompt them automatically, and they'll create a password, and they'll be live in the portal. They can literally be selling that afternoon.
Now, once they make a sale, because it's you guys don't officially contract them until they make their first sale.
Correct.
So once they make their first sale, then the carriers that supports Ethos will pop up in their insurance bay.
Correct. We do just-in-time
contracting.
So just-in-time contracting. So once they sell, we do pay every Friday. We're working on paying more often. But, the first sale is the kind of toughest, if you will, because we get everybody contracted and actually get everybody.
Now, do they get paid before those contracts are done?
I'll have to confirm that. I don't believe we pay them until the appointments are completed.
So if somebody makes their first sale, they have to go into their insurance bay and fill out the new carriers that pop up in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. But once they do that, and as you've seen already, I mean, it's a bit of a hockey stick what we're doing right now. I mean, this is really taking off. They'll just start to accelerate, and there's nothing holding them back once that's done the first time.
Yeah. So I got to tell you a funny story, okay? We sent an email blast that we're partnering with Ethos, and we have, 60,000 or something crazy. Some people have quit. Some people we don't work with anymore. We don't scrub them out.
Yep.
But we send this out. We send this email blast out. We go, hey, we're partnering with Ethos, and somebody responds and puts, oh man, you guys have another chargeback product. Okay. Just being a jerk.
Yeah.
So I typed up a response of, this is why you can't sell any insurance, and you probably live in your mom's basement and all this stuff, right?
I won't touch that.
Yeah. And then I deleted it. And I just typed it just to feel better. I never actually sent it. I just deleted it.
Yep.
And I was just thinking how funny it is that we have this crazy cool opportunity, and you still have people go, oh, that's so stupid.
Yeah, I think I opened up this interview with the visionary comment. And I think the fact that you guys have looked at this the way you've looked at it as this accretive add to what you do, and like better than anybody. Let's just be honest, $500 million plus. I mean, you guys are unbelievable. That ability to see around the corner and what it can become and how it can be additive and also a primary opportunity for you is what has gotten you guys to this point, and it's what's going to get you to $1 billion. It's going to get you to $2 billion and beyond.
Yeah. And
that to me is when I go back to our mission of ensuring more Americans, that is the key. I mean, because we're not selling cell phones or things that are nice to have, but things that transform families.
For sure.
You can't ever forget about the fact that, I've delivered death claims, and you can't lose sight of the power in that. and being able to do what you do now and add on to that, it's just powerful.
I have a question for you. How long were you selling?
4 years, and then they ripped half my brain out and put me in management.
Now, did you ever have someone you should have sold that you knew that died?
I did.
Dude, that happened to me a couple times.
It's horrible.
And that was a very eye-opening time in my career.
It was terrible. It was one of my wife's good friends' spouses. And
you didn't pitch him?
I pitched him hard. And he was a business owner. He was very, very busy. They had a couple of young kids. And frankly, I just got tired of calling him. And I was just like, man, this guy is like, he's just not responding to me. I can't get his attention. And I had just moved on. And then I think it was 6 months or 8 months later, he had a really, he died of a heart attack. I mean, it was just young guy,
Crazy.
Totally out of the blue. And I've never forgotten it.
Yeah, so I had somebody that I didn't pitch. So I was just like, yeah, they probably don't need it. I just
they've probably got advisors. Somebody probably took
yeah,
care
I
of
was
that.
like, yeah, they don't want me to bother them. And then Christmas Day they die, boom.
Yeah.
And then I'm at the funeral thinking, dude, I didn't even offer. And then I made this decision to where I was like, okay, I'm not going to be a secret agent. I'm going to be proud of what I do. Because for some reason, a lot of people are almost embarrassed when they get into life insurance sales.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a retired athlete, right? And so I was fortunate or unfortunate that I didn't have an accounting job lined up, and I was married. I had 2 young kids, and I kind of stumbled into the life insurance business. It's the greatest thing that's ever happened to me.
Me too.
And early on in my 20s, I was frankly embarrassed by it because my friends were getting executive jobs, working on the board of trade in Chicago, and I was like, oh, I'm selling insurance. And as I've gotten older and really thought through it, it's like I sell the most powerful financial tool in the world. I mean, somebody can give you, think about that. Somebody can give you a few dollars, and if something tragic happens, they get $2 million. There's no other.
Yeah. So bringing that up, Ethos is a good way to share what you do in a non-threatening way.
Very, very well said.
Right?
I mean, you can never have any agent in your network should never have to experience what you experienced because they can tell everybody.
They can tell everybody, and people they know. You can give them the link. You can post it on social media.
Correct.
You can, hey, want to buy with no pressure? That's the best pitch. Want to buy insurance on?
That's right.
With no pressure, super easy in 5 minutes, up to $2 million.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, look, it removes all of those, hey, I don't want to see them at the birthday party and have that awkward
Which
moment.
a lot of agents do have
Right?
that issue.
It's hey,
everyone dodges them at Thanksgiving.
That's right. Look, I mean, it does reconcile that, and I think it's an incredible way to mitigate that concern, and it empowers an agent like we talked about at the onset to really accelerate who they can access in terms of providing this opportunity.
It's huge, man.
I agree.
Well, dude, we are so excited about the future, what we're gonna do, what we're already doing. You guys have been awesome. How many people are from Stanford on the staff? Is it a lot?
I don't know. I'm not. Like I said earlier, I mean, I'm just I'm a theology grad from Quincy, Illinois, so I'm like the low man on the education
I
totem
told my
pole.
friend that I went to high school and I took a college oceanography class.
That's right. But I'm happy with my bank account.
Yeah.
So, but I think where we're at is not where we're going to be. I think that's the other thing I would leave you with. We are a dynamic and growing company. So we want to grow with FFL. So what else you guys need? We're already working on some pretty cool things that I think will be coming out in the next year plus, and I think it's only going to get better for your agent network.
Yeah, cool, man. Thank you so much. Guys, if you have any questions, you can reach out to your manager, your upline. If you have any problems with your link, who would they message?
Yeah, we've got on the screen, I've got the agent support email, and we've got the client support email and contact numbers. So we are here to help you. We've got an army of folks here.